was always a moment that I dreamed of as a kid, looking to be drafted one day. I mean, that's been my goal, really, that I've been working towards my whole life. But at the end of the day, I was blessed to have an opportunity with the 49ers, and I'm just willing to make the best of that opportunity.
Did you have a lot of contact with them through the draft process, and did you feel like this was, a potential landing spot for you?
Yeah, I had talked to the coaches leading up to the draft and whatnot, and I knew that there was some interest there, but we didn't exactly know how anything was going to pan out, and the way everything fell into place, I'm here at this great organization. I'm ready to go to work.
At Arizona State, you had an NFL coaching staff really with Herm Edwards, and they probably threw a lot at you defensively. How much do you think that's prepared you for the center position as far as seeing different fronts and being able to react to those?
Yeah, at the center role, I mean, they're responsible for identifying a lot of things pre-snap and making sure everyone's on the same page. In our defense at Arizona State that we were practicing against throughout the week, they had a lot of multiple fronts and whatnot. So seeing all the different structures over there and being able to identify the fronts and whatnot, I think that prepared me well for what I'm about to step into.
Has Brandon Ayuk reached out to you and
Yeah.
told you a little bit about what to expect here?
I actually just saw Brandon earlier today when I first showed up. I was eating lunch before I went through all my physicals and stuff. He came and sat down, chopped it up, just welcomed me to the team and whatnot.
What's the story with your thumb injury? Did you play throughout college with a bad thumb?
So it happened sometime within my freshman season. I had a thumb injury that ended up being an ulnar ligament tear. I wasn't really knowledgeable of that extreme until this past season, but I continued to play through it since my freshman year. I don't know exactly what point in time it happened, but it did happen some point in my freshman year.
Do you snap with that hand, and was that more difficult, or was it the blocking aspect of it that was hard?
I would say it probably added somewhat to both aspects of it, just because I had to kind of wrap it over a glove. Like, I had it wrapped up over a glove, so I kind of somewhat had a club on my thumb. So it could limit the mobility and whatnot, but I feel like I was able to make the best of my situation.
It's 100% now?
Yeah, it's good to go. I'm healthy, been doing everything since my procedure.
You've played both guard spots and center. How much benefit do you see from having experience footwork-wise on both sides of the offensive line into the NFL?
I mean, I feel like like if there's ever injury or anything, I could be plugged into that spot, next man up. I'm looking to come out here and do whatever I can to help make this team better. So I feel like having versatility in those positions, if something were to happen, I'll be ready to go.
As a young guy coming up playing that position, are there veterans that you looked to and try to study and just kind of took note of that maybe fit your style?
I mean, the center right now that's been around for the past 12 years, he's a good guy to look at because he's been a veteran and whatnot. I mean, he was All-American or all-decade team and whatnot. So just watching him go through like this offense, he's an athletic guy also as well. So seeing his technique and his play style would be good to learn from.
You're talking Alex Mack,
yeah,
obviously.
Alex Mack.
Have you do you know much about him and his situation? Because there's a lot of speculation. Is he going to be back? Is he going to retire?
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what the situation is with that. But if he is going to come back, it'd be a great guy to learn from, and he could help me jumpstart my career.
Do you understand why you weren't drafted?
I mean, as far as I know, it was a pretty depth draft and whatnot. But I mean, I'm just willing to make the best of my opportunity now.
What's your sense of urgency coming in so that you get back past this weekend and stick around with the team?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys coming in to compete right now, and since I am undrafted, I mean, it sucks to say it, but I guess I could fall into the trap of just being another guy. So I got to come out here and show them that I deserve to be out here and deserve this opportunity.
How many teams did you consider signing with after the draft?
There was a few teams that I talked to leading up to it, but I just want to focus on the team that I'm with now and make the best of this opportunity here with the 49ers.
Yeah, so why did you pick the 49ers? Like, what was it about this opportunity that you said, okay, that's where I want to be?
I mean, I feel like it was a good offense and whatnot, scheme fit for me to show off my best attributes.
Along those lines, you don't usually think of an undrafted guy starting as a rookie.
Mhm.
I mean, do you think that that's realistic? And have they told you that you got a shot to be our week 1 starter?
I mean, we haven't really dove into that too much. I just got out here today, so I'm really just getting into the swing of things. And once practice gets going, we'll see where I'm at.
That's good. Cool. Right.
Thank you.
He reached out after I was drafted, and I recently just met him in the training room.
Any thoughts about him in just having a quarterback who has a good arm and can throw deep and sort of take advantage of your speed?
Yes, sir. He's a great player, and I really just can't wait to get out there on the field with him and just get our chemistry down and just get to work with him.
Danny, how can you just kind of summarize how your speed translates to the football field and makes you such a valuable weapon?
Well, I'm elite in open space, so I could turn the speed on at any time. So on the field, it's natural. My speed is natural. It's just there, and you see it through everything I do on the field.
If you had the option between these two, catch a short pass and take it to the house for a touchdown, or catch a deep pass for a touchdown, what do you think most exemplifies you as a player?
I'm going deep. I'm taking the top off the defense.
How long do you think it'll take you to kind of get into the NFL game and learn defensive backs and be able to do that?
Not long. Not long if I just do what I came here to do my job, study the playbook, stay in the film room. It's not going to take me long.
Have you gotten a chance to look at that playbook yet?
Yes, sir. Me and the receivers coach, we've been in the playbook pretty good, so I'm learning it. I'm getting everything down, and just can't wait to put it all together.
Your yards after the catch were pretty impressive in college. Is that just a mentality you have, or is it just the speed? What is it? Is it just the speed, or is it mentality of trying to break tackle? Or what leads to that?
Well, it's just something I was taught head down hard work. So whenever I touch the ball, I try to make a play, go score a touchdown. So it was just something that was always drilled in me since I was a little kid.
You know how much of an importance have you heard how much of an importance they put on that here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
They talked to you about that?
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Have they talked about blocking at the receiver position here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Blocking is a big part of the game. No block, no rock.
How much contact have you had with the wide receiver coach, Leonard Hankerson?
A little bit. After I got drafted, we started doing a little bit of Zoom meetings, so I had a little bit of contact with him.
Trey Lance has a pretty strong arm. Will he be able to overthrow you?
We just gotta wait till we get out on the field and see.
I mean, do you take pride in that, like making a strong arm guy use all of his arm to get you down the field?
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
What are you most looking forward to tomorrow, getting on the field, putting the uniform on?
Yes, sir. It's gonna feel like a dream come true, really. Just to be out there in the NFL uniform, on the NFL field, on the NFL practice field. So it's just gonna feel like a great moment, a moment I can't explain.
Have you spent much time in California, and is there anything you're looking forward to?
I have not spent a lot of time out here, but I came out here on the top 30 visit. So with that one was pretty good. It was great feeling to be out here, and I'm just glad to be home again.
Beyond just throwing deep, Trey Lance throws hard. He throws really hard. How much experience do you have catching velocity like that?
Well, I worked out with Colin Kaepernick, so he has kind of like a bazooka too. So that workout was pretty great. So I think I'm up for the task.
How many times you worked out with Colin?
Once.
And where was that?
That was out in Dallas.
And so, just what was your impression of working out with him?
It was a great impression working out with a Super Bowl quarterback. Great quarterback at that. So it was a surreal moment for me, really.
How did you view him, just even beyond being a quarterback? I mean, he, became kind of he transcended sports, and I guess still does. Were you in awe of him, or did you have a chance to really talk to him about stuff outside of football?
We didn't really have a chance to chop it up, but I just knew that he was a great dude, and he's a legend in my book. So,
how did that come about that you would show up for a workout with him?
So my trainer, David Robinson, he had him come out. Well, Colin Kaepernick actually texted him on Twitter that he was gonna come and work out with the guys. So that's just how I knew. And
Who were the other wideouts, the other pass catchers that day?
Jalen Rager, you had Jahan Dotson, and a few more guys.
Are you faster than Rager?
I would say I get them, most definitely.
Dan, can you give us a little description of your track background, and did you have aspirations on pursuing that further, growing up at least?
Growing up, I've been running track ever since I was in elementary, so my track record was just, everyone knew I was fast. I never thought about pursuing a career in track, but so I won the state open 100. I won that with like a 10-4, and I won the 4x1.
Was that your senior year in high school or earlier?
Junior.
Junior year, and then were you thinking about Olympics, or?
No, sir.
But you were thinking about the NFL?
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Going back to the velocity of catching those passes from Kaepernick and soon to be Trey Lance, do you have to do something different? Is there something you have to, a mindset, or just how you can receive those balls to not make it, as painful on your hands, or just, get your hands soft to be able to handle those?
It's really just focusing on watching the ball in and having strong hands, really.
When you go back through the past several years, first at Blinn College and then to SMU, now to being drafted, what part of your game do you think developed the most over your entire college experience from high school to now?
I would just say getting in the open space and just showing what I can do with the ball in my hands, really.
What was your journey like going through the JUCO, route to get to the NFL, and what does it mean to you now to be at this point?
It was a tough moment in my life. Kind of felt like a failure at the time, knowing that I was a non-qualifier coming out of high school. So it kind of hurted me a little bit. Felt like I let my mom down, my family and friends. But it made me a stronger person. It made me a stronger player, and it made me to really just never be satisfied. I always try to be great in whatever you do.
Have you watched much of Kyle Shanahan's offense, and do you sort of have a vision as to how you fit in it?
Yes, sir. I love his offense. Matter of fact, I love the way he used D-ball. I love the way he used all of the guys on the offense. So I think that I'll fit in pretty good here.
Are you a natural X?
Yes, sir.
And can you play? Will that be the first position you learn? But do you expect to be all over the formation at some point?
Me, honestly, I expect to be wherever he wants me to be.
A lot of guys who are fast and have a track background are not known for wanting to get hit. I'm sure you don't want to get blasted over the middle, but you have a reputation for not shying away from that. Where does that toughness come from? Was that a coach who instilled that in you, or just okay, you got to be a football player, you're just not like a fast guy?
So growing up, my uncle Kendrick Barron, he was my coach when I first started playing football when I was 5 years old. So he always drilled in my head down, hard work. No matter what, go be the toughest guy on the field. And so I'm gonna take it back a little bit. So one game I had came out, I had a bloody nose. I had hit my nose real hard, and he just told me hey, blow it out, get back out there, go be tough, go be you. So it's kind of my mindset I have every time I touch the field.
How old were you when that happened?
I was about 7, 8 years old. Yes, sir.
Is that how you treat bloody noses all the time, then?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Thank you.
That's great.
Actually the guy that, sort of helped me with the mental part of the NFL and getting ready for scheme and stuff is Sage Rosenfels, went to Iowa State, and the things that he knew from playing and stuff was, the West Coast, Shanahan type offenses. So for me, when I got drafted by the 49ers, man, I was really excited, to be able to come into a system like this and learn and grow. So I'm definitely excited for it.
What's the process like for you just to learn a new offense? A little overwhelming probably first to get that playbook. How do you go about it?
Yeah, I look at it like it's another language, and at first coming into Zoom meetings and looking at the offense, it's it could be a little overwhelming at first, just looking at the formations and adjustments and stuff. But for me, like I said, it's like another language that once you start picking up and seeing it every single day and talking in it, I feel like it'll come naturally. So that excites me.
When did that process start? You looking at the playbook and starting to talk to coaches and stuff?
Yeah, the coaches have talked to me and you know, we've done, you know, some calls and stuff, just talking about generic stuff, nothing too crazy. So being here, you know, with mini camp tomorrow and stuff will be really the first time I get to sit down with these guys and get into it. So, but that's really where I've been with it. I know I'll be able to pick it up quick. I feel like that's the kind of player and person that I am, just to be able to learn quick, and yeah, we'll go from there.
How many of your 3 teammates in your quarterback position room have you met? Lance, Sudfeld, and Garoppolo?
Yeah, I've met Trey Lance and Nate Sudfeld, and you know, they've just been welcoming me with open arms and been great guys so far, and I know that those are the kind of people that they are, and teammates. That's what I've heard. So I'm excited to get in that room and learn from them and compete and just be a part of the room. So it's gonna be fun.
Have you spoken to Jimmy Garoppolo?
I haven't.
You probably read or heard about this, but Shanahan compared you to Nick Mullins after you were drafted. Do you know anything about Nick, and did you hear that and then sort of become curious about who he was?
Yeah, I remember watching Nick with the Niners for a little bit, and sort of his story, Southern Miss, right? And then the way he came in and was a great backup, was very reliable, and did his job. That's really all I know about him. I haven't you know, dove into who he is or the story of him with the Niners or anything like that. So that's something that I might do later on for sure.
Is there an element of your game that, you know, maybe you think doesn't get the credit it deserves?
I mean, maybe just like the craftiness that I play with, you know, extending plays, and you know, I feel like I just had the type of mentality where, you know, I always feel like I can make something out of nothing in a sense when something breaks down in a play. But other than that, it's just being consistent and doing my job. So that's really all I got to say about that.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking like the running ability, you know, the ability to do that kind of stuff. You look at it like, you know, with everyone kind of assuming that Trey Lance will be the starter, that you can kind of fit a similar, you know, kind of fit in similarly with how they plan to use him.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't really got that far, you know, in terms of how the offense is going to look with, you know, whoever's playing quarterback and whatnot. But, you know, for me, I believe in myself to, you know, go in, do my job, play breaks down, use my legs, yeah. But in terms of, you know, where I'm at, how the coach is going to use me, I haven't even got that far. You know, I'm still trying to learn the base plays and formations and things like that. So, however they need to use me, I'll be ready for it. So
because you're trying to learn the plays for this weekend tomorrow, is it more about showing the mental capacity or the physical skills and traits that you have that, you know, to kind of entice this coaching staff?
Yeah, I think, you know, for this weekend, it's really just the mental aspect of it, you know, trying to show really that, you know, I have the capability of, you know, learning something one day and going out and getting out on the field and taking control in the huddle and making, you know, the right decisions and everything like that. So I think that's more important. I mean, everyone here's got, you know, the physical ability to go out and play the game, you know, so if you didn't, you wouldn't be here. So I think the mental part right now is what's going to separate you. So
You mentioned your craftiness when we talked to you right after you were drafted. Is that something that you feel has really set you apart over the years?
Yeah, I feel like it's been a part of my game over the years for sure. Obviously, being a quarterback, you got to go in and do what the coaches ask of you. But you know, the game of football, you know, things happen. You know, the play isn't always going to be perfect. So, being able to go out and play the game, and when things break down, make something out of it. I feel like that's been a part of my game. So, yeah, that's just who I am.
What's been the best advice that somebody's given you as you embark on your career?
Yeah, I think, I mean, lately, you know, just with the draft and trying to make it in the NFL and all that kind of stuff, it's, you know, not how you get there, but what you do when you get there, you know, with your opportunity. And so that's how I'm looking at it right now is, you know, I get an opportunity to come in and just do my job and learn and grow and play at the next level. Like, that excites me. Like, I've been dreaming of this since, you know, I was a little kid. So whatever happens, and I'm going to be ready for it. So.
Did you get any, like, strange texts from numbers you didn't know, or somebody trying to give you that kind of advice or anything?
There's a couple random numbers, but other than that, it was a lot of family friends reaching out, so I knew everybody who was texting me, and yeah, I'm very thankful for the people in my life. So it was a special moment.
Yeah, well, when the moment happened, we've seen the video, and what strikes me every time I see it is that people just exploded when your name kind of crept on the screen. How much were you expecting, or did you have a tip that the 49ers might pick you there at 262?
Yeah, I mean, they obviously called me going into the 7th round saying, you know, we got this last pick and we're going to try to take you, things like that. So really just the whole round, it's, you know, a little suspenseful about know, if I'm going to be taken or not. And then sure enough, you know, while the 49ers were on deck, I got a call from San Francisco, and so I actually went into my parents' room, took the call, and I came out and told everyone that it was another free agency call just in case I didn't get drafted. And so that's why everyone erupted. I didn't tell them right away that I got drafted, so I waited till my name came up on the screen. We had fun with it. So.
When did you arrive in camp?
I got here at 12 o'clock today.
And then you came straight to the facility?
Yes, sir.
And did you see any people you knew? Did you recognize any of the, you know, your fellow rookie class?
Yeah, you know, Danny Gray, Spencer, the offensive lineman, some other guys that were trickling in and out. It hasn't been easy yet. I haven't had time yet to actually introduce myself, but some of the older guys have already introduced themselves and been welcoming, so I'm excited. All the people here are great, you know, just the staff members and stuff. I could tell, like, the culture here is pretty sweet. It's you know, legit from what I've heard, so I'm excited to meet everyone else too.
And how did you know Danny and Spencer?
Just from, you know, their faces of being drafted and stuff like that. So, but I haven't seen everyone yet in our draft class. So,
in terms of the Mr. Irrelevant facility or festivities, is that all in the works still? And
yeah, honestly, I haven't heard a whole lot. I know it's going to be about 4 days of events, but I haven't even heard back from them yet about what we're going to do specifically, what the schedule looks like. But I definitely know it's at the end of June, and it's a 4-day process of having fun. So, yeah.
Has anyone in your circle been kind of having fun with you with the Mr. Irrelevant tag, like any friends or family?
Yeah, I mean, after the draft, just the week that I had last week, of family friends coming over and just having fun with it or texting me, like, you're relevant to us and all that kind of thing. So they've been having fun with it. But for me, it's like, man, I get an opportunity. That's how I'm looking at it. So, yeah.
Everybody wants to know where the 49ers actually do envision you, because we saw that highlight reel where you're catching the football, and obviously you also played some center. So where is that spot?
Wherever coach wanted me at, I'm willing to do anything. So I've been working on everything. So probably a guard, center, wherever he want me at in the line, so I'll do it.
You guys played Alabama this past season. How much did that give you confidence that you could play against NFL level, elite level opponents?
They gave me a good bit of confidence. I came from a Division II school before that. I had Carl Duggar and all that, so I had a lot of NFL talent there too. So about it's just more than a couple guys. It was a full team for them, so they helped me a lot.
The coaching staff left your first school, went to Mercer, right? And you followed them there. What about that coaching staff made you comfortable to want to go make that switch and that transfer?
They're good coaching staff, man. We was in that offense that we did, and I like the offense, and we just hitting people, constantly A and B. So I like doing that. So that was easy for me to go, and they was good guys.
How much do you look at like kind of the scheme of what the 49ers do here, and from what you can tell, how does it fit you with your athleticism?
It fits perfect. Honestly, I never did before, but I've been working on it, here and there. So I'll be good at looking at the zone schemes, outside zone. I think I'll be able to do a great job with that.
But you don't have much experience doing that?
No, sir. But athleticism. If you get coached, I'll be good.
You think? I mean, that kind of seems like maybe it could be your wheelhouse, right? Of what would ultimately make you most successful.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Do you have any experience playing center, snapping the ball?
No, sir, not during the game, but I've been practicing every day and snapping, training and stuff like that with it.
Have the Niners indicated that they want you to get some work there?
Just any position I'm willing to do. We haven't said anything yet, but I'm willing to do anything they tell me to do.
That include defensive line, maybe?
Hey, anything they tell me to do, man, I'm willing to do it.
You looked very impressive running the patterns, catching the passes, moving. Was that at 300 pounds,
yes,
that video?
Yes, sir, it was.
At lower levels, did you handle the ball at all before college?
When I was in high school, I did. I played guard. But when I went to Hutchinson Community College, I played fullback there my first year.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you can't do?
At this point, if I put my mind to it, no, sir, it's not.
What do you like about playing fullback?
I just like the physicality, hit people over and over and making them stop.
You ran a 4.9, I think.
4.89.
4.89, sorry.
Yes,
were there when you were doing the training, I'm sure you had some even better runs. I mean, what was your best run in the run up to the combine?
Like a 4.85, so it was, it varies. We was testing on laser, so it was getting the official time, so it was good. So going between that and that, so I was getting real runs, so that was good.
That's good. I mean, is fullback something I think I know what your answer is going to be, but is fullback something that you would embrace?
Anything they want me to do, I'm gonna do it.
When you came out for your 30 visit, which position coach did you meet with?
I spoke with the offensive line coach.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That seems to indicate, you know, where you're probably going to start with this team, right?
Yes, sir. Probably so.
Is, you know, from afar, I'm sure you follow the NFL. Is Kyle Shanahan somebody, and the 49ers offense, something that stood out to you? The way that they use guys at different positions is something creative that might be able to fit your skill set as a guy who could do a lot of stuff?
Yes, sir. It's just the way they do schemes and stuff, and sneak guys back there, and I like that. So it's the best fit for me.
All right.
Cool.
Great.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Great. I can't complain, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Back in my new home now, so I just came from top 30 division, and I'll get drafted here. So the feelings just been overwhelming, really.
Where were you flying from?
I was flying from Texas. So I came from Texas, then I flew into Phoenix, and then I flew in here.
And do you know, have you met a bunch of your now teammates? And
Yeah, some of them I knew before. Some of them I knew before, but we still get acclimated, you know what I'm saying, meeting each other and stuff like that. We're probably going to get more into that later on throughout the day, or probably tomorrow, too. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
When it comes to picking out T-shirts and stuff, is that up to you?
No, this is my family. My family actually got this for me. Bang, bang, not a game, baby. We here. So I'm just happy to be a part of the family, man. So I love the shirt, you know what I'm saying? I love the slang, too. So.
What was your experience like at the Senior Bowl as far as playing guard? And did you feel like you got better each day that you were lining up there?
So I only played guard when I was doing one-on-one reps, for the last 2 days, and so it was just getting acclimated back inside because I had played guard the first 2 years of my college career, so it was fun getting back inside, being more aggressive. You know, a lot of things happen a lot faster inside, a lot quicker, and so it really wasn't. Of course, you still learn a lot. You know what I'm saying? Being in that environment with those type of players, so that was really just a mechanism of just soaking it all in, taking everything don't take nothing for granted, learning from your mistakes, you know what I'm saying, capitalizing on the good things that you did. So
I was going to ask you, I mean, how would you sort of describe the difference? Is there sort of a mental difference between playing tackle and guard, just the way you have to prepare? Or?
It should never be a mental difference. You know what I'm saying? Every time you attack the field, regardless of what position they put you at, you're going to have to exceed, you know what I'm saying, and fulfill that job, you know what I'm saying? See, to fulfill the job, you get replaced at the end of the day. So regardless, the mindset should never change. Yeah, it's not a real big mental aspect from it. It's just adjusting the techniques from in and out. That's all it is.
Did you play top golf at your top 30?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to hate top golf. I couldn't stand golf. Like, that's one sport that I would never play. And then I ended up going to top golf and learning a new swing. So then I was just like, let it ride. So I was just out there swinging for the fences at that point. So found joy in that too. So.
And did you do pretty well?
Yeah, I did. I actually did do pretty good. So I was happy.
You remember what your furthest?
Are you going to take up golf?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm not taking no golf.
You remember what your longest drive was?
No, I can't even. I'm not even going to throw a number out there. So I can't say the longest drive, but it went pretty far. Got to the back net. So.
Oh, it's got to be 300.
No, that's good enough for me.
As the takeaway, like you showed some athleticism, even swinging a golf club.
I don't know what they took from it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was just out there swinging for the fences at that point. Like the new swings, just tried to keep it consistent. That's about it.
Who was the best golfer among the prospective rookies there?
I have no idea. I'm not even gonna lie to you. There was a lot of guys that would ball here, ball there, ball hit the top of the. So it was just funny. Some of the guys just watching some of the guys swing, so aggressive miss, and then so it was just a fun thing to do.
You mentioned you knew a couple guys already. Was that from the visit, or is that through college ball?
From some of them from college ball, some of them from the visit, some of them from training, some of them from the Senior Bowl. So it just varies throughout. So that's really how I build the connections with those guys.
Yeah. Go ahead.
If Alex Mack retires, it seems like there could be a really big competition for the starting center spot. Have you ever taken snaps?
I've never taken snaps at center.
You met Nick Zakel. I'm guessing you met him at the Senior Bowl. Right. Have you seen him yet at the facility? Have you talked to him?
Just a little bit. I haven't seen him like recently today. I don't believe I have, but yeah, he reached out to me for sure. As a matter of fact, I did see him. So yeah, we did talk a little bit. So yeah.
when guys come here, they often get asked just about like how they adapt to scheme and the system. When a lineman comes in, do they immediately put you on a different diet program and strength and conditioning?
Each person has their own plan that they have set for each individual, you know what I'm saying? Not every player is the same, not everybody has to follow the same plan, so it's really just finding that plan that they have for you and executing that to the best of your ability. As far as the scheme goes and stuff like that, that just comes with knowledge of the playbook, you know what I'm saying, spending time, you know what I'm saying, once you get the playbook, the amount of man hours that you got to put in. We ran a lot of similar stuff that they do here, a lot of things that they do differently here too as well, but it's not that hard of an adjustment. So I feel like I'll be able to make a pretty quick adjustment real fast.
I can't see the other side of your hat. What's your hat?
The frat didn't change.
Okay. Yeah. And what is that?
Our make Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. That's the frat that I'm a part of.
What do you want to show the coaching staff and really impress upon them about you as you start to get to know people and get on the field here?
I just want to show them that I'm a man of my word. You know what I'm saying? I come in here, you know what I'm saying? Of course, got a big role, got some big shoes to fill, you know what I'm saying, right off the bat, especially being fresh out of college and how young I am. They got high standards for me, and so I just need to reach them, you know what I'm saying, meet them and excel and go push past those expectations that they have for me. So that's just going to come with everything that just came with before and even more. So that's all I'm looking forward to, you know what I'm saying, just being a man of my word.
Have you had any discussions about what some of those high expectations are they have for you?
Some expectations are different. I don't want to dive too deep into it, of course, but just know they're set pretty high. Bar set pretty high, so I just got to, you know what I'm saying, come in here and grind it out. You know what I'm saying, stay prayerful and wish the best luck.
Spencer, I think the story is you could have gone to maybe some more established college programs, but you chose to stay home.
Right.
UTSA, which is kind of a startup of sorts. Why did you make that decision?
It was really a move for the city. You know what I'm saying? It was a move that was bigger than me at the end of the day. A lot of guys that come from out of the city, you know what I'm saying, they go other places and they flourish. You know what I'm saying? They're the top guys in those programs, top guys in college football. And so I was just thinking to myself, and my coach Wilson at the time was the head coach, and he was just explaining like the vision that he had for the team as far as like what they could build up. We have the 7th largest city in the country. You know what I'm saying? Why not build up a powerhouse program in our own city? We had a lot of overlooked talent, and those overlooked talent went somewhere else. And like I said, they flourished. They did great. And I just wanted to be a pioneer. You know what I'm saying? Why go be a part of something when I can start something on my own? Especially putting my city and my city's face on the map. Especially from a recruiting standpoint and a college standpoint. I feel like that was the best move that I could have possibly done. And now that it was a rough first 2 years, of course. It's a young program, but now on the back end of the back 2 years, we had some pretty good seasons, and so I can honestly say before I left there, I did what I said that I said I wanted to do. So that's all I can. I'm not mad with this decision that I made. Sometimes I question myself. Sometimes you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that I stuck it out and I didn't move. I didn't transfer at all. So I wouldn't change it for nothing.
I think a year ago, did you get any NIL offers to go somewhere else?
Yeah, no, I had a few NIL, but as far as I didn't want to dive into deep to that. I didn't want to keep making business decisions rather than playing football at the end of the day. So, you know what I'm saying, that's what I came to college to do, is play football. My dream is to play football. The NIL and all that, that'll come. You know what I'm saying? That'll come along. If you're doing the right things, they'll find you if they want you. You know what I'm saying? The offer's always gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? So, I was just more focused on playing football.
How did the college and the city celebrate you getting drafted?
Sir?
How did the college and the city celebrate you getting drafted?
Man, everybody was on board. I was just getting texts here and there. I'm still replying back to some people right now. The whole city was on board and the whole city was behind me. So shout out to 210, shout out to San Antonio, Texas. Like I said, they were overwhelmed with joy, you know what I'm saying? I'm just glad to see that I had that type of support staff behind me, this type of support system coming behind me. Because they've been there through thick and thin, you know what I'm saying? Even when, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't on top of the world, you know, so I'm not even on top of the world right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm a nobody, but I'm a somebody at the same time, so that's how I look at it.
Were you a big Spurs fan growing up?
I was. It's kind of rough right now, but but we gonna get it together. But yeah, I was a Spurs fan growing up. That's when the Spurs was really in their prime, I should say. We had, I mean, you can look at the team. You got Hall of Fame teams that came from there. So the guys that are on the team. So I was a pretty big Spurs fan, I should say, when I was growing up.
The team around here lost by 39 last night, so it's okay.
No, it's all good. It comes down to, you know what I'm saying, getting another opportunity to play again. So make the best of it.
What is the meaning of all the bracelets?
What is the meaning of all the bracelets? Each one of the bracelets represents something else. As far as representation wise, just pushing it out there. Special spectators, that you can look that up. It's just kids, like, you know what I'm saying, with special disorders, stuff like that, and athletes going to interact with the special needs people. Set the expectation. That's Brenda Tracy and her involvement, especially with, you know what I'm saying, Title IX and stuff like that, and all that has to do. And this one says, don't wish for it, work for it. I mean, that kind of, you know what I'm saying, explains itself. National Student Athlete Day. Just celebrating that day. And then it says, for I know the plans I have for you, which is Jeremiah 29:11. And then on this side is just Omega Psi Phi. This is my sports agency, United Sports Group. This one says, be scared and do not do it away. And then this one says, don't tell them, just show them. So it's just a whole lot of bands with different representation. I like it. So it's just part of me.
You said you're nobody going to be a somebody.
I'm a nobody, but I'm a somebody at the same time. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not bigger than anybody that's in this room. You know what I'm saying? I'm a genuine person. You know what I'm saying? I like genuine love too. So I just feel like being the best version of yourself and just being genuine with people. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to treat people ugly because now you're on a different platform. So that's when I say I'm a nobody, but I'm a somebody at the same time. Like, I got to carry myself a certain way, but at the same time, I don't have to treat somebody, you know what I'm saying, or belittle anybody at the same time. So that's really how I look about it.
Cool. That's good. All right.